Hi, well, this is Sia Create the Heart, and I'm back with video number, I think this is video number 6 on making beach, ocean, and sea backgrounds. We started off with, let's see, what did we start off with? We started with stenciling, then we moved on to stamps, and now we're into how to use dyes to create that look, and mostly focusing on backgrounds. So in the first of the 2 videos on dyes, these are the cards that I made using a variety of different wave style dyes. And I think they all came out great. So if you want to see kind of a little bit more detail about these ones, you can watch my previous video. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. So I'm going to be using a couple of things. First, I'm going to be using this dye right here, which is from Hello Bluebird. Now, Hello Bluebird is going to a different model, so they are actually not going to be carrying regular product. So they're going to have some product that's in their line all the time. It's going to probably be a lot of dyes, so this might be in there. The other thing is, I guess they're going to be doing like a monthly subscription club, which I don't hate, so there is that. But I haven't had that for a while. I'm also going to be using some dyes from Pink and Maine. So these were in the subscription box for June, and they actually go directly into the regular range. So these can be purchased. This is Ocean Animals dye, and then this one is the Coral Reef dyes. Now, a lot of companies have different coral reef dyes that you can buy. There's a variety of companies have them right now. They're kind of an in thing. But this is the one that I have and I'm using, so you can keep that in mind. All I did was I did some inking, and then I used the dye to cut this out to kind of create this ocean kind of look with clouds. This is the ocean, and then the sand. So this is easy when you use, I think the dyes make it very, very easy. So you also could use patterned paper to cut yours out. I mean, I've done that before. I just did the inking because I already had these colors out, and I kind of kept all the same color profile. Let's see. So I've got my ocean dyes. That's kind of what we're going to do here. So maybe I'll do that. So just kind of deciding my placement of where things are going to go. So I've got my coral, and I'm going to put that kind of near the bottom. I'm using my Barely Arts glue. So I have this other plastic strapper for it, and because it's been so hot, it is not keeping my glue in a good place. So I had to, luckily I found my needle had been missing forever, and then it just turned up. I think I stepped on it. So it turned up. And so I've been using that, and my glue has been flowing a lot better. So I'm actually going to put this down so it's not in my way. This was a really fun series. I still am working on it a little bit as I'm filming this. I am working on the paper kind of portion of it. That's going to be the last one that I do. And so this is like double dyes, right? So it's like the dye to make the background, but also the dyes to create the imaging for it. That all kind of works together to give you that sea sort of look. All right, so there we go. It looks very much like an ocean and like a sea. Okay, so now we're going to move on to, I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to be using this stamp set, which is Mini Remix Sunshine. And it's the first time I've gotten a chance to use this stamp set. And I'm using this background die, which is also, I believe, from Hello Bluebird. And also their dies are I find them very reasonably priced. They are going to be not selling a lot of the regular product line, but I do think they're going to be selling a lot of their dies still. Put that here, and then this one's a pretty easy one. So here it all is in all its glory. So I kind of put it together because I didn't want to have to do all these pieces. And it's just going to go down like this. So I just did some ink blending, and then I did some sprayed water on it because it's distress oxide. A little distracted here. Okay, and as I'm filming this, I only have like 2 more weeks of vacation. It's so sad. So I'm going to try to get as much crafting done as I possibly can. Okay, so here we go. So now I'm just going to kind of have my little friends like walking along the ocean. So it's kind of what we're going to do with like sort of like a sunset. And these are really fun to color. Really enjoying crafting in the school year. It just gets so hard. I'm going to do better though this year. Cute little dog. And then I just used the Hello Sunshine sentiment. And there we go. Really cute, right? Okay, so there's that one. And then we're not going to do this one yet. Let's see where to do this one. So this one is a lot. This one's a lot. So this one I used a lot of the coral reef dies to create my background. So I used this one right here, which makes a really amazing sort of rock looking formation, and I'm really going to try to keep that in mind because I think that it could do a lot in terms of other things that I could use it for. I think it does a really great desert background. I think it could do a desert background very well. So all I did here was I just took some blue paper and just threw some white watercolor on it. I think I did a tiny bit of inking as well on the blue paper. Okay. So I've got these 2, which they could go like this, but they're actually going to go like this. Like so. Let me go ahead and do this one first. And so I just used that rock die. Let's go ahead and put this one down. And so I am using a ton of those coral reef dies to create that look. So I'm going to kind of put All right, so now I've got these little rocks. I'm going to kind of place things where I kind of want them to be. So I think I'm going to do it kind of like this. Got different rocks. And so then you just kind of start playing around with how you want it to look, as much like a kind of like a sea background as you can kind of get. And just start kind of playing with it and getting that ocean kind of look. Alright, so that's kind of what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go ahead and start gluing some things down so that I can get this going. And so I really just, when I decided to embark on this particular project, I just cut all of these pieces. That was the first thing that I did, was cut all of these coral reef pieces and the sea animals, and I just cut them in all different colors because I have a lot of colored cardstock out right now due to me catching up on a lot of different virtual retreats I was doing. So I did that first, and I'm glad that I did it because then I did have a lot of these pieces which I have been able to kind of use with other projects to kind of help with sort of this ocean background project. And it has been fun. I am getting to the end of it, so I'm kind of glad about that because I could do this forever, and it's time to work on some other projects. So the next thing I'm going to be working on is my foiling. So I have a foiling, Pink Fresh Studios foiling and butter press. I have that left to do. And so I'm going to start working on that. And this. And so I just think that it's fun to do sort of themes because sometimes it gets hard because I just have so many things, and then I have so many ideas, and then I just don't implement them because other things happen or I just run out of time. So it is kind of fun to do a theme because then it kind of keeps me focused. So there we go, and now I'm going to go ahead and put my little sea creatures down. And then these are all from the ocean animals die from Pink Fresh Studio. Let's go ahead and put the sentiment down. This one took a little bit of time because there's a lot of little pieces. Okay, there we go. Now we're on to this one, which is using very similar things. So what I did for this one is I just inked the top and did the ocean. So it's just going to be like this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. So this is just kind of the reverse of the other one. Like when I cut, when you use a die like that, you are left with a second piece that you could use, which is what I'm going to do here. And so this one is going to have a very similar look. So I'm using similar things. The difference being, of course, aside from the orientation, is I'm also going to be using these big rocks. And these rocks come also in, I'm trying to think why the rock, oh, the rocks came from Lowland Crafts. So I did that diving Marcy in my last one of my videos, and it was part of the club kit, which these are sold separately now, but it was part of the club kit. And the club kit had some sea things, so I kind of mixed them up a little bit. So if you find that you really liked a certain piece and it's not in there, it might have come from Crafts. Most of this came from Pink Maine. So just like that, this little rock came from Pink Maine. And then we have this cool kind of feature, and this is also from the Ghost Pop Pink and Maine die set. And so this is just going to go there. And I don't fuss about placement. I know some people, it's like a big deal, and they fuss about where I put everything, and I don't. I sometimes find that if I don't think too hard about it and I just do it, it has a more natural, better look. So I'm going to do this little guy here. I think I'm going to do this guy there and this guy here. So I'm going to go ahead and put him down so I don't run out of space. This is for that. And I've got and I like how this one came out. And there is my second ocean background or ocean scene, and now we're on to the last one for this one. And this one is using, I think I've used the stamp set before, and I don't think I have it pulled right now. This is the Lawn Fawn octopus one. Oh, I think I have it right here. Whoa. This one. Ocean Shelfie, which is adorable. And then I'm using this tunnel die from Lawn Fawn. Now, a lot of companies have done dies very similar. I know that Spellbinders just came out with one that is very similar. You could, if you did not want to buy a die like this, you could definitely use a circle die or any of, if you have any of the Spellbinders kind of, or I think who else does it, I can't remember, Hero Arts, they have these sort of dies that kind of are, they get smaller and smaller. They have like different ones, balloons, clouds, whatever. You could find one of those dies and you could just build on those, and you could just use sea themed things to give a sea kind of feel to it. So there's a lot of things you can do. But if you wanted a die very much like this one's from Lowland Crafts, but Spellbinders just came out with one very similar. So there we go. Okay, let me get all these little guys out. And let's talk about how I made this. So all I did was ink the middle and spray some ink. The smallest hole goes first. Okay, so the smallest hole goes first. the largest hole goes last, and that gives you your tunnel look. Now, I did these on foam because I wanted to create some depth because it's an ocean, looking into an ocean kind of situation. So that's why I did that. This is very low profile foam from Ultra. So this is the next biggest. And so all that does is give you that tunnel look. Okay. There's that. And then the largest opening, that one goes last. And so I just did the different colors of paper and nothing special with that. That was pretty easy. That was fun. Okay, now I've got cute little people, and then I've got kind of decide what I'm going to do. And so this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to kind of have them kind of like that. It's kind of what I'm going to do, something to that effect. So it's kind of like coming out of the sea, and then you just start putting it down where you want it to go. These were colored with my Copics. And just kind of a fun sort of look here. And let's go ahead and put the rest of this down. Let's see here. And just put this down. So I'm almost done, and then dies will be done for now. There are tons of dies out there. Like, just when I started this video, I didn't realize just how much I had, number one. And number two, oops, I didn't realize just how many products are out in the market. Oh, that's a mistake. There is quite a bit out in the market. So, you know, if you want, you could go simple, you could go more complex, you could build your collection with basic things that you could then, you know, use. Okay, so here we go. Let's do a little recap. So here is this one. This is a 5.5 by 5.5 card. This one's very, very simple. And then we did these two using nothing but dies. All different types of looks. Thank you for watching. This is Sandy Crank the Heart.